Hey guys, Cal here, and I'm bringing you my manga chapter review for Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia, chapter 127. And pretty good chapter at that. We start off with Izuku and with where it left off, where Night Eye is basically saying, was that supposed to be funny? And in the beginning it's basically a battle of fanboys because both Night Eye and Izuku are basically trading their knowledge and their stories that they pretty much know about All Might. Pretty much is what it was. Um, and he went on. Of course he explained. Izuku explained how that particular face that he chose was apparently because All Might saved him from All Might saved him from a All Might saved a boy whose quirk was to turn water into vinegar, and the vinegar apparently affected his eyes or something like that. So that was the particular and that was the particular face he chose when he was doing that when he was trying to make a funny face for Night Eye, of course. But of course, since Izuku for the most part, I believe, failed at least failed to make him of course failed to make Night Eye laugh. Um, it's basically come down to basically sort of a practical interview, I guess is what you could call it, because immediately after that, um, he, uh, Night Eye basic Aizuku takes out the internship paper saying, please sign this. I'm willing to learn and study under you in order to become the next symbol of peace. But uh, right off the but of course he doesn't sign it right away. He just kind of stamps the bottom. He just kind of stamps the desk right beside the paper, or whatever portion of the desk right beside the paper. He says, "No, I won't." Because he says with two sidekicks and one intern already. What use do I have for you? What can you bring to the table? So because of this, it almost feels like he's kind of judging Izuku. He's basically wanting Izuku to prove himself through his actions rather than words. He wants proof that Izuku is of course is of course the person who can become the next symbol of peace, and that's of course proven even further when he says, "Okay, you want the job? Then you got to take this stamp away from me and stamp it yourself." And in the middle of that whole confrontation, we learn that, and in the middle of, and when they start fighting, we learn that Night Eye's quirk is called Foresight, which I guess if I was to compare it to anything, it's very similar to Observation Hockey from One Piece. Of course, it's only limited to a single person as it's just a quirk, but it has a similar effect or field as as um as observation hockey, in which Night Eye can foresee every single move that his opponent is going to make ahead of time, even before they make it themselves. So yeah, it's an interesting quirk. I imagine one of its weaknesses though is that it has a certain is it's like it's a certain field of vision. So a certain area of effect or field of vision. So I think if Izuku can just uh, can stay out of that field of vision. I am for field of vision long enough, or just long enough, or field of vision long enough, or throw him off guard, or throw Night Eye off guard. I'm pretty sure that that's probably how he can probably take the stamp from Night Eye. I imagine so anyway. Um, and then we also learn how then Izuku of course also learns that Medio was of course the previous successor, or the previous choice for One for All, and that in itself also kind of throws Izuku for a loop, because in the process of him learning that, Night Eye continues to belittle Izuku and say, you aren't you're not good enough to be the next symbol of peace. You're just a you're just he's basically saying you're just going through the motions. You're just trying you're trying to learn from others when you should be learning yourself, which I guess in a way is kind of the lesson that All Might was trying to teach him when even before when before like before like the chap before when before Izuku discovers his little shoot style thing. I think they're kind of similar lessons that both Night Eye and All Might are trying to teach him right now. That you have to discover your own way. You have to discover your own sense of duty as a hero. So it's an interesting dynamic that both Night Eye and All Might have basically told Izuku you need to discover what it means to be a hero. And I imagine that Izuku is going to learn a lot from this after it's all said and done. Of course, if he can get Night Eye to accept him, that is. we and we also learn of course that Mirio was, like I said, we learned that Mirio was in fact the form. Izuku learns that Mirio was the former was the former was the former was the former successor to All Might, and through that he kind of I think I think Izuku has by the end of the chapter, Izuku from learning that discovers that All Might had faith in me, so I need to now have faith in myself. So yeah, Izuku. I think by next chapter, I think Izuku is ready to go. Although it'll be interesting to see how he manages to take how he manages to take it from how he manages to take the how he manages to take the stamp from him. But yeah, it's this is just a this is a great chapter, great battle, and just great setup, just great development overall. I'd say for a great development and great development for Izuku, I think, and some great characterization for Night Eye as well. Like he definitely approaches things a lot more. Even though he says you have to, even though he apparently does have a good laugh at some things, you can definitely tell he does. Night Eye is definitely a lot more serious than All Might, of course. But yeah, guys, that's my review for Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia, chapter 127. Like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You know, if you want to talk, if you want to hit me up. But yeah, that's my review, guys. Ciao.